Have you ever stopped to think about the wars that are being fought in today's world? How do you imagine them? Tanks thundering across borders, troops clashing in open fields, perhaps? For many of us, war is synonymous with violence, destruction, and chaos. But that's only part of the story. In reality, the most consequential conflicts of our times are fought along invisible battlegrounds. They are silent wars waged through cyber attacks, economic sanctions, subtle propaganda, and the strategic manipulation of information. Welcome to our channel, where today we're going to take a deep dive into the hidden battlefields where the true power struggles of our times are playing out. We'll expose the silent wars that are reshaping the world order and discuss why understanding them is crucial for navigating the complexities of the 21st century. Join us as we uncover the secrets of these clandestine conflicts and shed light on the unseen forces that hold the key to our collective future. But before we begin, if you appreciate the insights we bring to help you understand global politics, please support us. Your support allows us to continue delivering quality content that keeps you informed about the most important events happening right now. Now, let's delve into the first silent war that's engulfing the world. The 21st century battlefield is not the open fields of Europe during World War I or the jungles of Southeast Asia during the Vietnam War. It's the digital realm. A new breed of warfare has emerged. It's invisible, intangible, and potentially devastating. We call it the cyber war. The Cold War between the US and USSR was a game of nuclear deterrence. If one side struck, the other would retaliate. This kept both sides in check. But in the digital age, the rules have changed. Take the example of Stuxnet. This worm was developed by the US and Israel in 2010. Its purpose was to sabotage Iran's nuclear program without causing physical damage. It's believed that Stuxnet infected and destroyed thousands of Iranian centrifuges. This worm was so sophisticated that it took 4 years for the world to figure out its origins. Then there's the Ukrainian blackout of 2015. Hundreds of thousands were plunged into darkness for days. Power stations were hacked. This was not an act of war, but a clear case of sabotage. It was a message to Ukraine and to Russia's rivals everywhere. Don't cross us. Ransomware attacks are another form of cyber warfare. WannaCry is a prime example. This attack paralyzed businesses worldwide, including the NHS. It's believed to have cost billions and resulted in dozens of deaths. But the most disturbing aspect is the motive: money. Ransomware attacks are all about profit. Attackers infect your system and encrypt your data. They then demand payment to restore access. This blurring of boundaries between war and crime is unsettling. It means that anyone with sufficient skills and determination can wage cyber warfare. Nation-states, corporations, even individuals have the capability to launch attacks that can cripple economies or hold entire industries hostage. So who exactly is engaged in this silent war? Who are the major players on the cyber battleground? Let's explore some of the prominent contenders. First, we have the nation-states. The United States, China, Russia, and the UK are among the most active participants in cyber warfare. These countries have dedicated agencies and resources for offensive and defensive cyber operations. Then we have the non-state actors. These include terrorist organizations and hacktivist groups. Anonymous and ISIS have been known to use their online prowess for their own agendas. Lastly, we have the corporate entities. In the cutthroat world of business, companies often engage in espionage and sabotage to gain an edge. But how does one prepare for a war that's constantly evolving, that knows no physical boundaries, and that can be launched from a laptop? Preparing for this kind of war involves a layered approach. Each layer is designed to address different aspects of this complex threat. The first line of defense is education and awareness. Training people to identify and avoid online threats is crucial. This includes measures like promoting media literacy, educating users about social engineering, and raising awareness about the latest cyber threats. The second line involves robust cybersecurity infrastructure. This means investing in strong encryption, secure network protocols, and advanced detection systems. Regularly updating software and educating users about best practices are integral to this layer. The third line involves international cooperation. Sharing threat intelligence and coordinating responses with international partners is vital. This includes collaborating on incident response, capacity building, and establishing norms of behavior in cyberspace. Finally, the fourth line involves establishing clear legal and regulatory frameworks. This includes enacting laws that define cyber warfare, setting international standards for acceptable behavior, and ensuring there are consequences for those who violate these norms. But as we navigate these defensive measures, we must also consider the ethical implications. Cyber warfare blurs traditional battle lines. As we fortify ourselves against cyber attacks, we also need to ensure that our countermeasures don't infringe upon individual privacy or become overly restrictive. The challenge lies in finding the right balance between security and liberty. As we delve deeper into this topic, you might wonder, what sets cyber warfare apart from traditional warfare? What makes it unique, and what are its defining characteristics? Let's break down some of the key aspects that set it apart. First, cyber warfare operates within the realm of cyberspace. This is a global domain distinct from physical or aerial space. The battles are fought on networks and systems interconnected by the internet. Second, it's characterized by a high degree of stealth and secrecy. Attacks can be launched covertly and difficult to attribute to a specific source. This lack of transparency makes it challenging to respond effectively and can escalate tensions without clear accountability. Third, cyber warfare is highly accessible. The barriers to entry are relatively low compared to traditional warfare. This means a broader range of actors can participate, including state and non-state entities, making the battleground more diverse, but also less predictable. Fourth, the impact of cyber attacks is often indirect. Unlike direct attacks where physical force is used to cause damage, cyber warfare often disrupts essential services, induces fear, or undermines an entity's operations through indirect means. For example, manipulating information to sway public opinion or sabotaging infrastructure to cause widespread service outages. Fifth, attribution in cyber warfare is complex. Assigning responsibility for an attack is challenging due to the anonymity provided by the internet. This complexity makes it difficult to formulate appropriate responses and can lead to miscalculations and potential escalations. Cyber warfare is not just a hidden danger lurking in the shadows. It's a significant and growing concern that demands our attention. Understanding what sets it apart is crucial for developing effective strategies to counter threats and build resilience in an increasingly digital world. So keep watching as we continue to uncover the hidden dimensions of this silent war. Another silent war raging in the world is the economic war. This is a conflict primarily driven by the pursuit of economic dominance and the exertion of political influence. Unlike traditional armed conflicts, this war is fought through economic tools such as sanctions, tariffs, trade agreements, and embargoes. Let's dissect this silent war, shedding light on its motivations, methods, and far-reaching consequences. The driving force behind economic wars is the desire for power to dictate trade terms, control essential resources, and shape global markets. Nations employ economic warfare to protect their national interests, maintain global dominance, or counter perceived threats. For example, the ongoing tech war between the U.S. and China is motivated by the desire to maintain technological supremacy. The U.S. seeks to curb China's rise, while China strives to reduce its reliance on foreign technology. Economic warfare is also a tool to exert political influence. By controlling trade and resources, nations can shape the behavior of other countries. Sanctions, for instance, are a common tactic used to pressure a country into altering its policies. The numerous sanctions imposed on countries like Iran, Venezuela, and North Korea are aimed at influencing their domestic and foreign policies. Furthermore, economic wars are often fought over critical resources. Control over vital resources like oil, rare earth minerals, and water can significantly impact a nation's power and prosperity. Conflicts over access to these resources frequently escalate into economic battles, shaping global supply chains and market dynamics. This silent war is fought on multiple fronts. Sanctions and embargoes are primary weapons used to restrict trade and economic activity. By imposing tariffs, nations can hinder the flow of goods, increase their cost, and ultimately impact market competitiveness. Trade agreements and foreign direct investment are also battlegrounds where nations negotiate favorable deals to gain economic advantages and secure access to resources. Navigating the complexities of economic wars requires a multi-pronged approach. Diversifying trading partners and supply chains can mitigate risks associated with trade disruptions. Investing in domestic industries and adopting proactive trade policies can also help ensure economic resilience. Moreover, fostering international cooperation and resolving conflicts diplomatically are crucial in reducing tensions and mitigating the need for economic hostilities. As we continue to explore the unseen battlegrounds of war, we encounter another silent but pervasive conflict, the war of information. In this era of social media saturation and unprecedented connectivity, the battle for hearts and minds has become a potent weapon of war. This war is fought not on physical battlefields, but in the vast landscapes of the internet and mass media. The primary objective of this war is control. Control over narratives, perceptions, and the flow of information. By shaping public opinion and influencing perceptions, nations and entities can exert considerable soft power. Take, for instance, the role of information in international conflicts. During the Arab Spring, social media played a pivotal role in mobilizing populations and challenging long-standing regimes. Similarly, in recent conflicts, information warfare has been extensively used to sway public opinion and garner international support. The instruments of this war are as diverse as the platforms for its execution. Social media manipulation, spreading propaganda, fake news, and deep fakes are commonplace. State-sponsored hackers target media organizations and journalists to control the flow of information. Even algorithms are weaponized to filter and shape what people see and believe. The tactics employed in this war are as varied as they are pervasive. From sowing discord and spreading propaganda to controlling media narratives and infiltrating online platforms, the methods are as diverse as the technologies available. For example, creating and spreading divisive content to turn public opinion against a particular group or nation is a common tactic. Additionally, infiltrating media organizations to leak false information or discredit sources is another method employed to manipulate public perception. Defending against this war requires a multidimensional approach. Media literacy is paramount. Educating individuals to critically evaluate online content, recognize biases, and verify information is crucial. Implementing strict regulations against fake news and hate speech can help curb the spread of divisive content. Protecting media organizations and journalists from cyber attacks and intimidation is also essential in ensuring the free flow of accurate information. Moreover, fostering transparency and accountability from online platforms and social media companies is vital in mitigating manipulation tactics. As we close this segment, consider the profound impact of the war of information on our world. In a world where perceptions shape realities, understanding and defending against this silent war is not just a necessity, it's a shared responsibility. In the midst of these silent wars, another conflict looms. A war driven by the desperation for survival. As the effects of climate change intensify, the availability of resources like water and land becomes a matter of life and death. This scarcity drives nations into conflict, often without firing a single shot. We've already witnessed the emergence of climate refugees, individuals forced to leave their homes due to environmental conditions. Entire communities are displaced by rising sea levels, droughts, and extreme weather events. This mass migration not only strains the resources of host nations, but also fuels tensions and conflicts. But what does the future hold? How will this silent war evolve, and what challenges can we anticipate? The future of this war is intricately linked with the trajectory of climate change itself. As environmental pressures intensify, competition for resources will likely heighten, potentially leading to more conflicts. The impacts of these wars extend beyond the direct consequences of climate change. They threaten to destabilize economies, displace populations, and exacerbate global inequality. The interconnectedness of our global systems means that these conflicts will have ripple effects felt worldwide. The challenges posed by these resource wars are multifaceted. They encompass environmental, economic, social, and political spheres. Addressing them requires a comprehensive approach involving international cooperation, sustainable resource management, and proactive climate action. Resource wars are not merely conflicts over land or water. They are fights for survival in a changing world. Understanding their complexities and implications is crucial for navigating the turbulent waters of the 21st century. As we wrap up our exploration of these silent wars, we are left with a sobering realization. The battles that shape our world today are fought not on traditional battlefields, but in the realms of code, economics, information, and now the environment. These silent wars are not only changing the rules of conflict, but also blurring the lines between combatants and civilians. They are fought with weapons that are invisible to the naked eye, yet their impact is profound and far-reaching. As we move forward, we must remain vigilant. We must educate ourselves about these silent wars, their tactics, and their implications. We must champion media literacy and critical thinking to counter the war of information. We must advocate for responsible use of economic power and push for international cooperation to manage shared resources sustainably. Only through collective awareness and action can we hope to navigate these turbulent waters and secure a better future for ourselves and generations to come. What are your thoughts on these silent wars? How do you think they will evolve in the future? And what steps do you think we should take to mitigate their impact? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel to stay updated on our latest content. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of the hidden battlegrounds where the fate of our world is being decided. Stay curious, stay informed, and above all, stay engaged, because the future belongs to those who dare to understand it.